So I don't know if you're familiar with the fitness influencer by the name of Kali Muscle. But if you don't, this is him. He made his call to fame after coming out of prison. I can't remember exactly how long he was in prison for, or what he was even in prison for. But all we know is that Kali Muscle come out of prison looking like an IFBB pro bodybuilder. Since that time, he had a peak fitness career, but reaching the top of the mountain, Kali Muscle just happened to tumble down 3 to 4 times as fast as he take to get up that mountain. He quickly moved away from trying to break into selling supplements and doing his fitness and YouTube training videos, teaching young fellas like myself how to eat cheap and still gain muscle. He wanted to fast track his financial career with social media. So he was looking to do things that will boost his viewers. And what was the best thing for Kali Muscle to do? The extremes. So what he started to do, and this was the first banana peel that Kali Muscle stepped in to slide towards the downfall, he started to do mukbang videos. Now taking into consideration that you are almost 300-pound bodybuilder and you literally have using steroids to reach that stage, the last thing you want to do is put any more stress on your heart. So Kali Muscle, after about 6 months to a year doing mukbang videos, Kali Muscle unfortunately had a heart attack, or a widowmaker as they call it in the fitness industry, because that is what a heart attack does do, make your wife a widow. Kali Muscle at the point in time recently got married and he recently had a pair of twins. So he had 2 kids. During his time in the hospital, after surviving his heart attack, Kali Muscle went on a few rants where he decided to change his life. We didn't know that that change was going to be for the worse. So Kali Muscle do a complete 180. So instead of doing mukbang videos and stuffing himself till he can't eat no more, he became a vegan.
Jesus Christ.
Not just any vegan. That was like, being a vegan wasn't special enough for Kali Muscle. Kali Muscle had to become a fruitarian vegan, meaning he don't eat what normal vegans eat. The veganism was already a restricted diet, right? Kali Muscle was like, they're not going to give me the kind of people or the kind of viewership that I want. I want attention. So Kali Muscle was like, forget that. I go down and just drink juice. So Kali Muscle went on a juice diet. And he was trying to convince his audience that watermelon was the superfood that they needed to do everything. You need brain power? Watermelon. You need to lose weight? Watermelon. You need to gain weight? Watermelon. You need to stop peeing? Watermelon. You need to get hydrated? Watermelon. That was Kali Muscle mantra for about 3 or 4 months, probably about 6 months. He reached so bad that he was even feeding bodybuilders watermelon. I don't know if you can get the clip with him and Big Boy. I can post it up right here. Disgusting. I went on a long tangent here explaining who Kali Muscle is, to tell you why he all of a sudden famous again in a sense. Kali Muscle decided that if anybody going to use any clips from his video, any pictures, any stills, anything that portraying Kali Muscle in their video, he either going to make you pay him, right? So you're going to get like royalties from your video based on how much views the video get, and he doing that with monetized channels only, or he going to get your channel taken down. And when I say not your video, your channel taken down, Kali Muscle, he team up with this network called Tower House, and apparently Tower House is a social media representation guru site kind of thing. And I don't know if Kali Muscle convinced Tower House or Tower House convinced Kali Muscle that they don't need to follow the guidelines of YouTube, and they have ways to bypass that. And they actually did, because they started flagging people's videos, they started getting their videos copyrighted, so your videos not visible to the YouTube timeline or the algorithm, right? They just get blacklisted. The next step to that is, without any warning or without you being able to contest the videos being flagged, your channel getting taken down. Who Kali Muscle going to try that on? 2 of the biggest fitness YouTubers that it have on YouTube right now. And I'm talking about Coach Greg, the Coach Greg, and John Bravo, the person who was exposing him all the time for the strippiness that he was doing. I mean, this man was drinking breast milk.
Brother,
What's that? What's that, brother?
He asked his sister-in-law, who had a baby, let me say about 2 or 3 weeks, and this was back a year or two now, right? A year or a couple of months or something. I can't remember how far it was back. But he asked his sister-in-law to literally milk herself and mail him vials and bottles of her breast milk. And this man was on YouTube, recorded himself and posted up drinking breast milk, talking about that's the best protein you could ever get. What? Dog, what? If you stop the vegan shit and you eat a piece of steak, right? That might be a better protein for you than breast milk. Dog is not 6 months, he's not 3 months, he's a big grown man. He was big for about 3 men at a point in time. Long story short, he teamed up with Tower House, and Tower House together with Kali Muscle started flagging John Bravo videos and getting them copyrighted. Both of these men getting their videos taken off of YouTube, and they have no idea why they're not able to contest what's going on, right? Kali Muscle make a video, and on the video, he was, Kali Muscle being Kali Muscle, he say everything, if you're going to use my shit, you had to pay me. Flexing like Johnny Bravo, all this kind of thing, and he trying real hard to be a Johnny Bravo. I mean, who the hell does tattoo the eyeball blue? That is some big wannabe kind of attitude, dog. Like how bad you want to be like other people that you had to tattoo your eyeball blue. Going back to the topic at hand, right? So Kali Muscle brain, but not anymore. Well, I think he's back steroids and thing now because he realized nobody paying him any attention. He and Tower House started flagging and taking down videos from Coach Greg and John Bravo. And John Bravo was like, why are we not going to contest this? So John Bravo and Coach Greg contacted a lawyer, and this lawyer also has a YouTube channel. So he specializes in these kind of things, copyright claim and all this kind of thing. And if you want to know the name of the YouTube channel, it is Dumb Down Law, and that's one of the best law channels that you could find on YouTube. He just explained everything so simple, even my idiot like me could understand it. Dumb Down Law was like, okay, let me review this case, see what it is about. And he was like, wait, you can't do this. And everybody was like, yeah, but they had Tower House behind them, and Tower House had supposed to be this like company and thing, you know what I mean? And he was like, yeah, well, whether it's a company, big or small, you're supposed to be able to follow the law. No, you're not supposed to, you have to follow the law. So he was like, you know what? Let me send them some letters. And this wasn't just a cease and desist letter. This was a full-on legal blast. He went in, they dropped the files for them. And when they rolled up to Tower House compound, it was like a house. It was like a literal house in a neighborhood. Tower House was trying to fight it to the best of their ability. Tower House contacted their lawyers, and from the time they contacted their lawyers, that was the end of the story. Because you have no legal grounds. And this is what Dumb Down Law explained in his video, where he went in about how Kali Muscle and how Tower House had no legal ground to stand on with these claims. As a matter of fact, they were on the wrong side of the law. You can't just take people's videos off of YouTube. You have no legal grounds to do that because it had no copyright claim. Kali Muscle wanted royalties from people because the fame that he once had and the money or the finances that came with it kind of drastically dropped over the years. So he needed to not only make himself relevant again, he needed to make his options financially viable. He take himself out of the supplement game. He disrespect, and he says so much a bad thing about supplements. It had men like Mark Lobliner from Tiger Fitness and Chris Jones had to defend themselves and their companies from Kali Muscle, who should go and rant this like, all these guys giving you poison and they're giving you. Meanwhile, he have his mother-in-law in the basement making crackies. That was the name of his cookie company that gets shut down because it was unsanitary, the conditions that he was using to make the crackies. The best thing that he could do right now, go back to the gym, start back training like a normal person, or with the same vigor or the same mentality that you had when you entered the YouTube space first, because I was a follower. I was an avid watcher in Cali Muscle back in the day, before Cali Muscle videos even make it to 1,000 views. I was watching. I learned to make hyphy mud from this man. Back when I couldn't afford pre-workout. I mean, I still can't afford pre-workout, the price of pre-workout get right now. But I learned to make hyphy mud from this man. And this man literally make a pre-workout called hyphy mud after. He had protein selling. He used to be promoted by all these companies. And then to come now, after all this, and say that it's the protein and the creatine that give you a heart attack, and not the ungodly amount of steroids and the mukbang videos that you started to do coming down leading up to your heart attack. That wasn't the cause. Now, this video turned out to be a rant about Cali Muscle and Cali Muscle just being Cali Muscle, when it's supposed to be about the fact that he tried to literally squeeze strong army way into taking money out of the pockets of people who making money. That is what he was trying to do. That was robbery. At the end of the day, I am sure in the next couple of months, Cali Muscle going to come up with another, big financial get-rich scheme, and that's going to be all of our burden. That's not going to be Cali Muscle, because it don't ever affect Cali Muscle. It does affect everybody else. And with the team of guys that is Cali Muscle's group right now, Cali Muscle, Big Boy, Wes Watson.
Oh my God.
That next little, oh Jesus Christ. It's like you're surrounding yourself with idiots. You can't expect people to see you as a scholar. There's a little rant about Cali Muscle and him trying to be an extortionist and literally extort money out of people from using his videos or using clips of his videos to talk about the stupidness that he does be saying. Because that is basically what John Bravo and Coach Greg and everybody else who use clips of Cali Muscle do, because you really don't share no valuable information again. I mean, back in the day, when you now started YouTube and you used to teach people how to train and you used to teach people how to eat and you show them how to make ramen with tuna, that was one of my favorite meals back in the days. You come around and now and saying that them thing poisoning you. Then you want to make it everybody else's problem. Like what going on? I tried to stop this video about 3 times. And I keep ranting and ranting on and on about Cali Muscle, because it has so much I think that just change about this person from what he used to be to what he is now. If that don't give you the motivation to better yourself and stay on your course, nothing else will. My name is Jeremy for Them Fellas Reviews, and until Cali Muscle do something stupid again, I will see you in the next one. Later.